everyone, I'm Jamie Hannafin, the owner of Pop It Paint It here in Waterville, and today I'm going to be walking you through on how to create this orange pumpkin painting here with the spider web. So first, before we get started, I want to make sure you guys have everything that you need. You are going to need a paper towel here to dry off your paintbrushes, and then each of you should have a large paintbrush and a small paintbrush. And I want to make sure that you all have a cup of water here to rinse out your paintbrushes. And then you should have a paper plate for mixing your colors. You may or may not need it, but it's there for you just in case, along with all of your paint colors that you should need for this painting. Now this painting here, I use two different purples. In your DIY kits, you should have either purple or greens. So I'm gonna let you guys choose whatever colors that you want to use. Being that I made the example with the purple here, I'm going to switch it up and use the green for our demo here. Okay, so before we get started though, everyone should have a pre-sketched pumpkin on their canvas. And then I want you to start off with your large brush first. We're going to be painting the background of our painting. The background is going to be everything on the outside of your pumpkin, but we're not going to go below that line that is there for the black table here. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lime green paint on my large brush. And then what I'm going to do first is I'm going to outline my pumpkin here. Now remember, you can either choose the lime green or you can do the purple, whatever you want. So we're gonna outline the pumpkin here. And if I move too fast, feel free to pause the video here and then pick up whenever you're ready to continue. So I'm gonna outline my pumpkin, and then I'm going to start painting the background. So everything above this line and behind my pumpkin. You can paint this however you want. This is what's going to make it really unique for each one of you and your paintings. I like to make mine a little messy with multiple colors there. So I'm gonna start up at the top corner and I'm gonna kind of paint it every which way here. Dip it in the green. I'm kind of painting it like the letter X. Or you can go straight up and down, you can swirl it, whatever you like. Now, as you're painting, you do want to wrap it off on your edges here. So I'm wrapping it along the top edge of my canvas. That way, when you hang it up, it doesn't look like a big mess and it looks all finished. And then I'll wrap it around the side here. Some of you might be really fast painters, so some of you might be really slow painters, so move at your own pace. Okay. I also want to use a little bit of this teal here that's on my plate. If you're doing the greens, I highly encourage you to mix the teal and the green, or if you're doing the purple, you can mix the two purples, but I wouldn't mix the two of them together, purple or green. Stick with the same color combos. So look at how pretty that looks. You can bounce back and forth between your green and your aqua, or your dark purple and light purple. The lime green will be fun with the spider web. It almost looks like it glows in the dark. Okay, so I'm going around my pumpkin. Remember, we don't want to go on the inside of your pumpkin. Just stay along the outside. You can paint this however you want, any direction you want. I love the green and the aqua mixed together here. hope you're all wearing your paint shirts today. Okay. So I kind of went every which way with the lime green and the aqua. I did not go on the inside of my pumpkin, and I did not go below that line there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse out our big paint brushes because we're gonna be using them again. So let's rinse those out really good. Get all of the green or purple out of your brush. We don't want it to mix with our orange pumpkins, okay? So next what we're gonna do with our large brush, wipe it off on your paper towel too before we dip it in the paint, okay? I'll let you guys know when we should be rinsing our brushes. We're gonna dip our big brush, we're gonna use it again, and we're gonna dip it in our orange paint. Now I'm gonna work on the left side of my pumpkin first. So what we're gonna do is we're going to hold our paintbrush flat here, and we're gonna outline, so follow your pencil line. You guys should have 3 sections to your pumpkin. We're gonna do this left section first. So I'm gonna outline, it almost looks like a moon. Okay, just with the orange. And then we're gonna fill it in here. Now when you guys paint it, I want you to start up at the top and kind of curve it around just like a moon. Okay? You don't wanna go side to side. We wanna make it nice and curved. That way it looks like a nice round pumpkin. And then with that orange paint still on your brush, I want you guys to dip it in your white paint. Just a little bit of white. We don't want to fully submerge it. And then we're going to add in some of these white streaks, just like the moon shape here. This is going to give us some different dimension to our pumpkin so it looks nice and rounded. So you should have dark orange and light orange in your pumpkin. Can everyone see those streaks? Now you can wipe off your paintbrush on your paper towel here, and we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. We're going to dip it in our orange paint first. And now we're gonna do the right side. So we're gonna outline this moon. And then we're going to fill in like the shape of a moon. All dark orange first. We're not dipping it in the white yet. Okay. Now we're gonna dip it in the white, and we're gonna add in those white streaks into the right side of our pumpkin. You don't want it to be one solid color. I'm sure some of you are getting really creative over there. Once you have both sides painted here, now we're going to paint the middle of our pumpkin. This is going to be in the shape of an oval. So we're gonna dip our big brush in our orange paint, and then we're going to outline our oval. You can fill it in. And then we're gonna dip it in our white paint and add in those streaks into our oval. Did anybody go to a pumpkin patch yet? Okay. Let's rinse out our orange paint here in our water cups. Be careful with your water, we don't want to spill it. Wipe it off on your paper towels. And then you should have dark brown paint. It does look very similar to the black, so if you don't know which one's which, put them next to each other and then you can tell the difference there. But we're going to dip our large brush again into our dark brown paint, and then we're going to paint the stem of the pumpkin. I like to hold my paintbrush like I do a pen or a pencil. okay? Now what we're gonna do, you don't really need to rinse out your brown paint. You can wipe it off on your paper towel. We're gonna dip it into the black paint next. The black paint is very dangerous, so be very careful when you use this. We don't wanna add a lot of black paint into our painting because we want it to be nice and colorful. Okay, so a little bit goes a long way. So we're gonna dip it into our black paint, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to follow the line for our table here. And we're gonna outline that. And then we're gonna outline the bottom of our pumpkin. Once you have it outlined, then we're gonna paint the entire bottom half underneath our pumpkin all black. Again, you can paint this however you want. I think I might go side to side on this one. And then don't forget to wrap off this black paint on your edges here too, just like we did our background. Now you don't want any thick clumps of paint on your canvas here, so let's take our black paintbrush and we're gonna spread out this black paint. I have a lot of black paint on here and I want it to be able to dry so you can all take it home. But we don't want any thick clumps of black paint. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put that big brush in our water cups and we're gonna be done with this for now. And then I want you guys to grab your small round brush. They should be blue. We're gonna work on the spider web up in the corner here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our small round brush and we're gonna dip it in our black paint. And then we're gonna start in the very corner of our canvas here and we're gonna paint a line. It's okay if it's a little shaky. In the corner. It's like a diagonal. Then we're gonna do 2 more lines on each side of that, okay? So they're all gonna meet up at the point. So I'm gonna start at the very corner of my painting. And then I'm gonna do another line. And then another one up top here. Try not to do too many because we need to make it look like a web. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on this side here and we're going to do, it's gonna look like another moon or an upside down U. So I'm gonna start at the very end of this top line here and I'm going to swoop it like the letter U to connect to the next point. Then from the middle point, I'm gonna do it again and I'm gonna connect it to the bottom one here. I'm also going to do another one up on the very top and bottom, but I'm going to take this off of my canvas. So ready? Like that. And then on this side, start at this point. We're going to do it again. Now we don't want to make our lines too close together, so we're going to pick a spot and we're going to do it again. So start on this top one and we're going to do the letter U. We're gonna swoop them all the way. I might do one more towards the middle here too. These are gonna be really small. So as you work your way towards that center, your letter U should be really small. okay? Then on the right side here, underneath one of the points, I'm gonna do a little circle. This is gonna be for my spider. So we're gonna do a little circle or an oval right underneath the web there. Does anybody know how many legs spiders have? I do because I don't like them. They have 8 legs. So we're gonna do 4 legs on each side. So we're still using our small brush and we're gonna do 4 legs, 4 spider legs, creepy spider legs. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. 2, 3, 4. There's my creepy spider. No, thank you. And then we're gonna do a squiggly line from our web down to the spider. He's dropping from his spider web. Okay, the next thing that I want you to do with that same small brush, we're gonna outline our pumpkin. So we're gonna do some black outlines. You can start on the left side of your pumpkin if you would like, and then we're gonna outline this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just gonna be a black outline. And then I'm gonna go up along my stem. And then down on the right side of my pumpkin. We're taking this all the way to the table. Okay. Now, if some of you want to do like a little pumpkin face on here, you can do that. I didn't do it on this one, but I'll show you a couple on this one if you want. I'm gonna make my eyes into triangles. So we're gonna do 2 triangles in the middle of our pumpkin. And then you can paint those in black. And then I'll do another triangle for the nose of my pumpkin, right in the middle. You could do a smiley face if you want to. I'm gonna do a little open smiley face for my pumpkin. So I'm gonna do a smiley face. And fill it all in. However you want to make your pumpkin face, you can do that. Okay, let's rinse out our black brush here into our water cups. And then we're gonna wipe it off on our paper towels. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna dip it in our white paint. And we're gonna add little white polka dots all throughout our painting here. So I have some in the background. We're just gonna take our small brush and we're gonna dab it onto our canvas. I'm not taking it and swirling it or anything like that. We're just dabbing it. You can add some on the inside of your pumpkin if you want to. You don't have to. And then we're going to take some white lines through our spider web. That's gonna give it a little highlight, okay? So we're gonna take some white lines. It might turn gray, and that's okay if it does. So I did my 3 lines in my spider web, and then I'm also gonna do my little swoops here too. Now before we finish our painting, I'm going to add in some of my background color into the bottom part of my pumpkin here. So I use the lime green and teal, or you can use the purples. I'm gonna put both colors on my brush at the same time, so that way it mixes and makes a really nice color. And then I'm just gonna do some messy lines down at the bottom of my table here. Grab some teal. We're still using the small brush. Some aqua. I'm not covering the entire table, so that way you can still see some of the black. Okay, that's going to complete our painting here. Once these are dry, you can use a marker if you would like and write your name on the bottom of them. Every artist signs their artwork here. And then you can hang this up in time for Halloween if you would like. I hope everyone had fun, and then stay tuned for next month's painting.